Hi guys, Brad from West Bend Dyno here. We are about to install a supercharger on this Silverado 1500. This thing comes factory with a 5.3 direct injected V8. The Edelbrock supercharger is going to give it another 60% horsepower and 57% torque approximately. Kind of excited to see how this one turns out. We're just about to take it out on the street and do some testing with it so we have some before and after results. After that, we're going to put it on the dyno, get some baselines on where this thing is from the factory. Then after that, we're going to rip into it and give you a step-by-step procedure on how to install an Edelbrock 2650 onto a Silverado 1500. So, looking forward to it and hope you guys enjoy. All right, here we are. We're going to do some testing on the street here. We're going to do a 0 to 60 run, and then we'll do a quarter-mile run so we have something to compare it to after we install the supercharger.
30. 60. Quarter mile.
15.22. Consistent.
Pretty consistent. All right, here we are heading back to the shop. We just did some 0 to 60 and some quarter mile pulls. 0 to 60 was in the low 7s and the quarter mile times are in the low 15s. So we'll head back, get it on the dyno, get some baseline work done, and we'll start putting a supercharger on it.
We just got done running our 2021 Chevy Silverado with a 5.3 liter on our Mustang dyno. We tested horsepower and torque in a few stock quarter mile pulls. The next step in the Edelbrock supercharger kit is to take the supplied HP Tuners RTD cable and pull the information out of the GM computer. All right, now that we're connected, we're going to click on Special Functions and replace ECM. This will pull some of the data out of the computer. And now that it's pulled out, next step is to pull out the factory ECU and send it off to HP Tuners. After disconnecting the battery and removing the driver's side inner fender liner, we now have access to the GM computer. Once we disconnect this, we'll send it off to HP Tuners for their unlock service. So we just got done laying out everything that's included in this Edelbrock eForce 2650 supercharger kit. We have the 2650 head unit right here. We have the wiring harness, the instruction manual, the heat exchanger, hoses, air filter, brackets, belts, everything that we're going to need. So we're going to start pulling this truck apart and start installing this supercharger kit. So one issue we ran into on this 2021 model year truck was the water pump did not have provisions for our idler and our tensioner pulleys. The holes were not drilled and tapped like they are on previous years, like a 19 and a 20. We could have replaced the water pump, but we ended up pulling the fan shroud out and we drilled and tapped this water pump and kept it on the vehicle. So once we did that, we were able to mount our tension idler and proceed. All right, we just got our modified PCM back from HP Tuners. An additional instruction sheet, our modified PCM. So we're going to install this and continue on. All right, now that we have the modified PCM installed, we're going to key up the truck and connect to the vehicle. Again, go under Special Functions, replace ECM. The stock ECM is not installed, it's the modified computer. Now the information is put back into this computer. Now we can go ahead and pull out the factory tune to send into calibrations at Edelbrock. All right, this leads us to our next step. After we put the segment back into the GM computer, the truck now requires a theft relearn. We're going to need both keys for the vehicle and access to GM SPS programming. This can be accomplished two different ways. Either the dealer or a good independent repair shop that has access to GM SPS programming can do a theft relearn. Without doing a theft relearn, the truck will not start. All right, now the theft relearn is done. We're going to open the RTD Flasher software. We're going to read the vehicle information. All right, now that the theft relearn is done on the truck, we open up our HP Tuner's RTD Flasher software and get our new calibration file for the Supercharger. All right, now that our security is relearned, our key fobs are programmed, we're ready to install the calibration from Edelbrock. So first we resync our interface. And we open the calibration file to install.
In our 2021 Silverado, heading out for a test run after we installed the Supercharger. Looks like it gained around a little over 130 horsepower at the wheels. We're going to do a little drivability, and then we're going to do some 0 to 60 runs and a quarter-mile run. See what this quarter-mile does. The 0 to 60, we did have traction issues, so all right, here we go. Lost traction issues.
60. Quarter mile.
Oh, we hit our speed limiter.
1406.
All right, so we're on our way back. We just did a couple 0 to 60 runs and a quarter-mile run. Very traction limited. We definitely spun off the hit quite a bit, and we still were able to gain over 2 seconds on our 0 to 60. In our quarter-mile run, again, it actually was worse on our quarter-mile run. We spun quite a bit, so we're assuming if we had traction, we'd probably be into the 1.5 seconds that we gained. So impressive. The truck's a whole different truck. Yeah, heading back to the shop now and going to clean her up, and it's actually going to be getting some other modifications that would be outside the truck.